If you need cheap codes or cheap games, head on over to g2a.com. The links will be down below in the description. Use Dirty at checkout.
What's happening, my beautiful people? My name is Mike, and today, my friends, we're talking about Pro Evolution Soccer. If you've been on my channel, then you know I actually play this title. This is gonna be a review and my impressions and what you can take away from the demo and what to expect heading into PES 2018. If you enjoy it, drop a thumbs up, and in the comments, let's get some dialogue, let's get some back and forth. What do you think of the demo? What do you think of PES? What do they need to improve? For all my FIFA players, I wanna start off with a disclaimer. When you play PES, you have to judge it as an individual standalone title. You cannot play PES hoping for a FIFA experience. It's like if you buy a cat but you're expecting a dog. You're eating broccoli but you're hoping for sweet potatoes. You're watching boxing but you want the UFC. To sum it up, your expectations are skewed. When I do reviews or leave my impressions, it always comes down to the 3 G's. Graphics, gameplay, game modes. Before we address the 3 G's, I do want to talk about Pro Evolution Soccer and tactics, and I'm not sure which category it would necessarily fit in, so we're making a separate category right now. The tactical approach in PES makes me feel as if I am the manager. Even in the demo, you can witness firsthand how different squads match up better versus other teams based on formation and the tactics that are pre-applied or the tactics that you adjust, that you apply when playing the title. And the same goes for how you attack, how you defend. You can actually feel the adjustments you're making in game. You can do a lot on the fly. Substitutions, formation changes, style of play. In my opinion, offline PES is a beautiful thing. Let's talk graphics, alright? Often, when I view a PES cutscene, it reminds me of a wax model that's sweating. Not all the time, but sometimes that's just how I feel. In game, you notice some pixelation on the pitch. It reminds me of the Instagram filter where you add sharpen and it makes everything look a little more detailed or a little more cartoonish. It just increases how sharp it gravitates towards the image you have on screen. Worth noting, the graphics have not made a major jump from last year's installment. I'm just throwing that out there. I don't think you're going to be impressed going from last year's title to this year's title, graphics or cosmetics. Let's talk about gameplay. This is my bread and butter, and this will make or break your title in terms of longevity, or at least it's a big portion of having good, substantial longevity in any gaming title. How is the gameplay? I'm not trying to make this a compare and contrast video, but PES does feel more mechanical with the turning and how you switch the pitch in comparison to FIFA. I love the ground passing that PES has really worked on over the last couple years. The build-up, premium, the inclusion of the back heels, the creativity. It has this arcadey feel that I appreciate. I kind of like it. It still feels like a simulation, but it is a video game. I will say the switches and the wing play and the crossing, it just seems too easy for anyone to be able to pick up the game and learn how to whip in a cross and find somebody's head, or to make switches of the pitch and to hit people on counterattacks. I'd like there to be a little more difficulty when you pick up the title in terms of being able to replicate what you see in person, or maybe a little more manual activity for the crossing or some of the big switches. It just locks on. Side note, I played on professional and world class for the gameplay that you're seeing. I will say this, PES normally has a pretty solid skill gap though. You can create some magical moments in PES. There's one goal I scored in particular, unbelievable. I whip it in, Paulinho kind of catches a touch off his thigh into a volley top corner. I will never be able to replicate that unique touch in a FIFA installment. You're able to score goals that might be once in a lifetime. Don't get me wrong, you're gonna see a lot of other goals you're not gonna like. I couldn't believe what the goalkeepers were letting in terms of long shots, how they defended some of the crossing. They were inconsistent. It is the demo though. Defenders seemed more responsive, the traps, the pressure, being able to switch players a little bit quicker, the tackle, so that's a good sign. My friends, let's talk about the game modes. It's worth mentioning that esports has grown with PES, which is a good look. You guys know I always support competitive gaming. It's also grown with FIFA, of course. We all are well aware of FUT Champs. The Master League is better than good jambalaya. That might be too much of a down south reference. Google it. Jambalaya tastes excellent. PES offline is superior to FIFA's offline just because of the AI. Myclub is good. We've got new legends. We've got some big announcements. It's a good game mode. What I'm hoping for game modes, and you can let me know in the comments if there's any announcement that I've missed with Pro Evolution Soccer, but I want something new to build a buzz. Give me something that I have to play, that I gotta put down FIFA and I've gotta try out this game mode. I need to see what this is all about. Not a remake and replicate, not Master League V2, but something that I can jump out of my seat. I've gotta call my friends. I gotta make a YouTube video discussing it. Last segment, let's talk about what PES needs to improve if they want to compete with FIFA and they just want to make a better game for the people, for the consumers. 1, we need more balance. Just too much wing play. Gotta have a little bit more variety. 2, servers. Servers! We all complain about FIFA servers, but if you've tried PES servers, it's unplayable. I cannot replicate or implement what I've been practicing offline when I go into an online match. Period. And it forces me to play PES only offline because it's not enjoyable due to the connection issues. Just to reiterate, I'm going to make a separate video a little bit later in the year, FIFA versus PES, but it is worth talking about the servers with other sports titles because that is where people measure what they should expect. 3, the replay screens, they gotta go. They ruin momentum. I've broken 2 controllers over the years because of the replay screens on PES. Where you have to push start, you have to push start, you have to push start. In one match, you push start 25 times. These are dumb, momentum-killing transitions. Number 4, and my final critique, let's rework the skill moves and the running where it's at an equal value point to the passing or the crossing. It's not that it's bad, it's not that it's unusable. However, when you compare it to making just a simple pass, when you compare it to whipping in a cross, I just don't see them valued the same. That wraps us up. Let me know what you think of the demo or previous PES installments or what you're expecting for the upcoming title. Let's go back and forth in the comments. If you enjoyed it, drop a thumbs up and I have a lot more content come for you ASAP.